Hey, Dad. I bet you didn't expect to see me here. Put a smile on your face and move on is what I tell myself after every race, good or bad. The importance of being level-headed in challenging situations is something that is often overlooked and difficult to achieve. This trait isn't picked up easily either, and is something that I'm still certainly trying to learn. However, I cannot think of a better example of someone who puts this saying into action than my dad, William Rein. I want to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity to talk about my dad and our relationship tonight. The truth is, I wouldn't be half the person I am today without my dad as a role model and example. My dad was born in September of 1973 in Alabama, my grandparents' first son. As he was growing up, my dad moved around a lot. My grandfather's job in the Secret Service had their family scrambling from state to state. My dad started high school in Alabama and eventually moved to Virginia, running track and playing football throughout. He went on to attend college at William & Mary, where he ran track for a few years, graduating in '95. My dad moved around and eventually ended up in Orlando, where he met my mom. They got married in 2004 and had me in 2006. Many times my dad has faced situations where getting upset would have been easy. On the track, in college, dealing with me. Many times I faced those same moments. He's taught me that it's these moments that people remember and that form our character. Choosing to move on and reset rather than boil in defeat or frustration separates a successful person from a weak-minded and egocentric one. He's proven this time and time again in his actions. My dad has always been there to support my sister and me regardless of what the struggles he's dealing with, regardless of how many times he's seen me swim, regardless of the outcome, and regardless of the arguments we've had prior. He is there all the same. This is how my dad is a man for others, showing up with the same enthusiasm and energy for everyone, being the belief and confidence for me when I don't have them in myself. For example, my senior year in swimming, I had a rough start. Coming off a fantastic summer season, I was eager to jump into the prep season. I had set my goal at tryouts for at least the best time in my event, the 100 breaststroke. This is something I felt I could achieve considering the past few weeks I was swimming the fastest I had ever been. Turns out I wouldn't even hit that time until the state championship. As I went through the season, week after week, desperately trying to regain my speed, and eventually starting to lose motivation, it was my dad who supported me. My dad who was telling me to keep my chin up. I was on the brink of giving in and accepting the fact that it was a lost cause countless times throughout the season, but it was my dad's belief that kept me going. At states I was nervous, biting my nails, tapping my feet, the whole 9 yards. However, every time I talked to my dad that night, I could see there was no doubt in his mind about what I was going to do. With a big smile on his face, he told me, "Get ready, get your mind right, and go get it." Turns out he ended up being right the whole time. I dropped almost a full second, which may not sound like a lot, but in swimming, every second is a huge difference. I know he was nervous that night too, but it was his reassuring smile that gave me confidence that I needed to finally perform. I can say without a doubt that my dad is my biggest role model. Putting on that smile for others, even when he doesn't feel like it, is something that I can hope to achieve for my family and my future. This is not to say there won't be moments of vulnerability, but it is how my dad still prioritizes his family in those moments that is so inspiring. Dad, I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me. From hitting the ball off the tee when my head wasn't past your hip to helping me stand on the podium at States this year. As I go into the summer and off to college in August, I can tell you I'm going to miss your motivational talks, the drives home from swim meets, the movies we watch, and so much more. You embody everything I hope to achieve and one day become. You're my forever role model and best friend. I love you, Dad.